Is it something to help him or is it something to curse him? We never know with Skate.
He cannot win. Never.
Yes, fight, 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 fight. So we have one of you less to worry about. I really don't know which one of them I want to win. See, I'm not really excited for this fight, worried about one of them. She poisoned you. With the thing that she did, it was poison. You're losing your mind and your force. Ooh.
She's poison to all men.
Yes. Oh, Brida. Brida. She poisoned him. She killed him herself, but Brida helped him to go to Valhalla. Thank you, Brida, thank you.
We're outnumbered. There is no way out, and we are foes. You're all free men, free to choose.
What? It's to unite, you know, your men together, like for them to prove you that they are all with you. I don't see really the point of that narrative arc right now into the story, if it's not for that, you know, for what I just said. I'm gonna prefer to save his village than to fight you.
Spare me, Lord. Spare me.
You proved your point.
Things made me comply. I had no choice. You served the Lady of Mercia. First and last. We have a Daneslayer to kill.
You are not all going, just some of you. Again, so many divisions between you, and now you are separating in purpose. Do not let him fool you, all of you.
I'm glad to be home, Lord King. You are accused of conspiring with the Danes to ride against Wessex and Mercia. Yes, Lord, I understand that is how it must have appeared. You made an agreement with these Danes to seat yourself on his very throne as their puppet. Lord, I was among the Danes and do not deny it. But the story is not as Father Bayoka tells it.
Let us hear this story
Lord, through your
transformed by
guidance, I have grown
you.
into a man to spy on the Danes to bring their secrets home to Wessex.
That's gonna be your defense? I was a spy for you?
Alliance in his vanity, not treachery. Uhtred did
Boss.
return to Mercia. I cannot say during my time with the Danes I was never tempted by the apple that was offered.
You were the only one who was believing into that apple.
I could never give myself over to them and came to warn you, Lord. I was not allowed to walk from their camp, not quite.
So what? You escaped?
I told them I would kill Uhtred.
I'm not believing into it, they're not gonna believe into it.
He must be tried, and he must be executed.
By Uhtred.
They await your death, Lord. They wish to exploit
That's
the
not
chaos
a secret.
They wish to swear allegiance to the Etheling Edward.
Edward, don't listen to him, please. Alfred! He's so sick now.
I wish you had remained with the Danes.
So you won't have to deal with his return, his lies, believing into them or not.
What could anyone do for a creature such as Ethelwald? He lacks purpose.
Then I should have provided purpose.
That's not entirely wrong, you know. If he was closer to his nephew before, would have taken, you know, time with him,
No man,
found a purpose for him and all of that.
not even his own father.
My brother who I loved, who am I to take his son's life?
Wickedness must be repaid.
Don't kill him yourself. We need Uhtred to do it.
He is a danger to Edward. to your own son.
I love her character really because she's only thinking about her husband and her kids to protect them, to do things for them.
I would understand it entirely if you couldn't say it.
Haha, you're trying to recruit someone who doesn't like Edward.
Come forward. Wessex is a sacred place. A place of home and harvest and pity.
You're not gonna...
This land which holds the promise of England, that is what you have put in danger.
Ah! Thank you.
Turning an eye to the Danes. The punishment is blinding. But you cannot be it.
Ooh! That's clever, to not kill him but to make him blind. One eye?
So that Ethelwald might use the other to find the path to redemption. No!
I have repented and thrown myself in your mercy. I have confessed my sins, please. No.
That's fair, in my opinion, with their rules, you know, with the rules of this time, of this kingdom and all of that. Okay. I'm okay with that decision, because we need Uhtred to kill him. Tell me that he was a spy for you. That was a part of a plan.
You have something to say to me?
You were playing us. My goodness, they were playing us, Jimmy.
I said it, that I was not believing that he was betraying Uhtred.
Only Heston remains at the camp. To Blotter.
Dead.
Tell her I'm here and take her there tonight.
Is she gonna accept?
Heston prevents her. She will not refuse.
We're gonna see it. After that, he's gonna want revenge even more than just right now. Ew.
I'm ready.
I'm ready.
I'm ready.
Irk, I'm not. How can you escape now if they know that you're here? I don't want to see it, I don't want to see it, I don't want to see it. It was to tell us that his revenge, you know, is gonna be awful, that he's gonna want Alfred to pay for that, to pay for taking his eye, that in fact he won, you know, because they didn't kill him and now he can do everything that he wants and everything that he planned with the Danes, all of that. I understand that, but I did not want to see it, but I saw it. That's it. Okay. I was not expecting an episode like that. You know, I said it during my intro, I thought that this episode was gonna be the continuity of what happened during the last ones, you know, about all of this quest, about Ragnar, about helping Ragnar to go to Valhalla, and we didn't have any of that during this episode. Like, Uhtred during this episode, the narrative arc of Uhtred during this episode, I have trouble to understand it. He returned to Mercia to go to see, you know, Ethelflaed and all of his men. Why not? Because he needs his men to do all of the things that he needs to do. So why not? But that thing about the village, you know, about the village betraying him, but him burning the village and all of that, I don't see the point of that situation. If it's not, you know, just to be sure that his men are going to be loyal to him and that he is fighting for the Queen of Mercia, but we already saw that and knew that before, so I have trouble to see what was the purpose really of that narrative arc just right there. I mean, if during this episode he just had this purpose of getting Skate back, that could have been enough, you know. he wants to search for his man to take Skate. He finished the episode with taking Skate back. That's it, you know. That was his narrative arc during this episode. I'm okay with that, but putting the story about the village in the middle of it, it was to have scenes with Uhtred, you know, to have something with him, but I don't see really the point of that. Why not? And during this episode, we had two other things, main important things. The fact that the Danes, you know, they are divided by so many things now. They are divided so much that they made a square, you know, between Bloodhair and Easton, that Skade poisoned Bloodhair and killed Bloodhair at the end. So we have one Dane dead. His men, you know, are they gonna follow the other Danes, you know, during the same battle? I'm wondering about that. But in fact, you know, because of the fact that I don't like Easton and I don't like Bloodhair, the fact that they were fighting with each other, I was not really worried about who was gonna win. I was not really scared for them, I was not really excited about that fight. The end of it was interesting because it was Skade, in fact, who killed him and also who poisoned him, so that was interesting, but that was not something that excited me. But for the show and for the story, these scenes and that narrative arc had a purpose to prove us that they are divided, to kill one of them. And yes, that was great. But Brida, you know, was there, already there, and she didn't learn who killed Ragnar. She didn't learn anything. She was just there, almost like a decorative thing, and I don't like that. For Brida, I don't like that. At least she helped Bloodhair, you know, at the end to go to Valhalla. So that was great. But after an entire episode, you know, the last episode, the entire episode being about her pain, being about her with Uhtred, their discussions, being about her, you know, leaving the curse and all of that, about her wanting to take revenge for Ragnar, to help Ragnar to go to Valhalla and all of that, to have her during this episode almost useless. That was not fair for Brida, you know, and that was not logical with what we can expect after the last episode for her during this one. And the other main thing was about the nephew being back to Winchester, trying to prove that he was a spy. No one believed into his lies. Not even himself, you know. He was lying, they knew that he was lying, but like Alfred said, he couldn't really kill him because he's his nephew, and it wouldn't have been a good thing for the Witan, you know, to kill his nephew in front of them. So that was a fair, you know, decision to not kill him but to take one of his eyes. And for the story, that's great, because now, okay, he has one eye left only, but he's still alive, and they're all gonna be forced to accept him with them, so he's gonna be a spy for the Danes into the Saxons, and he's gonna want revenge because of his eye. You know, this narrative arc really made sense all along, all of the decisions, all of the discussions. That was interesting, important and logical and all of that. So I liked this episode, but some scenes, you know, some decisions during this episode were not really exciting for me to watch because it was not logical. Like, you know, these scenes with the village and all of that with Uhtred, like, I really don't see the point of that, and not really exciting because they didn't make us, at least they didn't make me worried about the Danes. I'm not in any of them side, so I'm not gonna be sad, worried, excited about them fighting. So that was a good episode, you know, to have some big events. The nephew coming back and a punishment for the nephew. Skade back with Uhtred, okay, and Bloodheir being killed, okay, but maybe it could have happened, you know, with The Last Kingdom. We are so used to have a lot of events happening into one single episode that I have the impression that all of what happened during this one could have happened, you know, into just one half of one episode, you know. All of the stories, all of the narrative arcs of each characters to make it an entire episode and not just the half of one episode. Because before this episode they had 4 more episodes to write, so maybe they have to work, you know, to make long moments, long scenes, long decisions, long discussions, and create parallel stories, you know, parallel things to the main stories, the main developments of the characters and all of that. Make all of that into 4 episodes and not just 2 in fact. It's like that. It's well done, you know, it's well written, it's well filmed, all of the musics are great, all of the pictures are great, all of what they are doing, you know, they are thinking about it and they are writing it well and all is well done, but you know, I'm questioning some decisions made during this episode. I'm questioning some of them. We'll see. I'm glad that I was right, you know, about Silfric. He didn't betray Uhtred, I said it. I'm glad that I was right about that. Okay, I'm gonna stop talking right now. I'm gonna take a little break and then I will be back for the episode 8. It's gonna be in another day for you and in just some minutes for me. So it's all for you for today and it's all for me for now. So bye for now. Bye.
Wait a minute, Doc. Are you telling me that you built a time machine?
Great.